It's time to get on up with Jam and Renee. And here's your hosts, James Arthur M. and Renee Culver.
Well, hello. That was fun. Look at that. Seamless today. Day
Excuse
2.
me. Excuse me.
We got it all. The show is perfect. We're here. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Backchannel, the only place to listen to, watch, and connect with live hosts right here on your Echo device. You are watching Get On Up with Jam and Renee, and I am your morning jam, James Arthur M.
And I'm Renee Culver, your morning jig.
Your morning Renee. It's you need your side of it. You need your morning Renee every morning.
I don't know how you got through the day without it.
You just don't know. And every day we are here. We're back. This is day 2, show number 2. Hello, Kobe. Welcome back, Kobe. In the green room, I was saying, I hope Kobe is going to be here, and you're already here saying hi.
James,
love it.
I have breaking news. I can see
What?
Colby. I can see Colby.
Amazing.
I can see Colby. Oh my God. I feel like I've been waiting a full 24 hours for this.
We are leveling up our experience here on day 2. This is fabulous. So,
Wonderful.
y'all, we are going to be here every Monday through Friday, 7 to 9 a.m. right here on Backchannel with you all. And Renee, if they're confused on how they got here, can you tell them?
Sure. I'd love to help you out. And if you are confused, don't you fret. I feel like that's my daily mantra of just like, how did this happen to me? How did I get here? So all you do is you say to your trusty device, open Backchannel. I'll get you right on back here. Right on back every day from 7 to 9.
That's it. It's just that easy. We love it. And here's the great thing again. What I love being here on Backchannel and doing Get On Up on Backchannel specifically is, y'all, it's so interactive. It's like we are getting together this morning, getting around the breakfast table and chit-chatting, and y'all can get in on the conversation. Kobe already knows. All you have to do is say into your device, comment, and let it rip. The words that come out of your mouth will then appear. We'll see it. We'll respond, and you're involved in the conversation. You like comment, loving James's Spider-Man shirt, Miles Morales. Let us know if you're a fan of the Miles Morales Spider-Man.
Ooh, very nice. I love that so much. And that makes sense because, like, well, what would you comment? Or you can be like, comment, Renee, you seem confident, but that is not correct. If I give a date wrong, it's also you can interact. You can help us out with the facts.
We got a good morning from Doug.
Hi,
good morning today. Our day is off to a fabulous start. It already is. You're already making smart decisions by starting the day off with us. It's so great. Renee, we got a great show for the Get On Uppers this morning. Let's talk. So it's Wednesday, so it's Humpty Hump Day, and we got a show that's gonna help you get over the hump. And we're gonna start with a little bit of music in the beginning. We're gonna talk about what your morning jam is, what your jam is, what your song is to get you through the week, or what your theme song is. What else we got today, Renee?
Oh, I'd love to tell you. All right. So morning jam. Once you got those jams going, then we're going to do a little game called Rank It. Wherein, obviously, we're going to rank something. But today, it's going to be movie musicals. Got to rank those movie musicals, James.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll save what I'm going to say for later. We got a fun way to do the rank it too. So hold on. It's not your.
I was going to say it isn't just like, well, I like this and I like this. You've got a fun scale of what equals what, which I think
absolutely yes. And hello to Aaron, who is here as well. I mean, and Kobe already throwing in their favorite High School Musical. So we'll see if it made it on Renee's and I are ranking it lists. We'll find out. Mm-hmm. And then 2, it's Wednesday. You maybe got yourself into some situations this week already. And don't worry, Renee and I are going to help you figure out how to get out of this situation. If you got yourself into something, trouble with the boss, or you're like, I don't want to go on this date, we're going to help you. How do I get out of this? And a lot of the advice is going to be cautionary tales. Well, this is what didn't work, is what we'll say. Yeah. What I'll say. Yeah. But it'll still be advice. I always say, like, I don't believe in failure. It's always just learning what didn't work. Ooh. And sometimes you have to take, 1,000 times. But to quote Lady Gaga, there could be 999 people in a room who don't believe in you,
Yep.
but all you need is
Just
one.
need the one in the very back. You just need the
And
one in the very back.
Oscar season is back, and our girl is back with more quotes. So we'll find out if she's wildin' today.
I cannot wait.
In a segment we have called Wildin' or Workin' It. So we're gonna read we have some stories, some anecdotes, and we're gonna figure out, is this person wildin' or working?
I love it. I love it so much. James, I hate to bring us back to it, but I can't believe you remember that Lady Gaga quote. She said it once, and you remember it.
I think she said it 999 times. Shout out if you know that quote. And look at this. I don't. Oh, thanks. Aaron warned me that there's apparently a spider on my shirt today.
Aaron.
Did I get it? Wow. Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate that.
Helpful, Aaron. Thank you.
So good. We've also got some headline news. We've been reading the news. Good news today. It's a theme called This Looks Good. Where some news stories that, I think the story looks good. And we're going to talk about it. And we're going to close out with some Wednesday wisdom for you. So what a day. What a day, Renee.
You love to see it. You love to see it. Now, again, I have to tell you, I don't want to say energy's lacking, but I could use a jam to help me out. You ready?
Okay.
You ready to get into it?
That for you. All right. Well, it is time for your morning jam. Hump. Do the Humpty Hump. That's not my morning jam, but it is Hump Day, and I feel like you can't say, "Oh, it's Hump Day" without doing the Humpty Hump. Let me know in the comments if you know what I'm talking about, and if you just think I'm crazy. Welcome, Miguel. Miguel, perfect timing. Hello, welcome.
Miguel, so
I always feel like I said this yesterday. When people are coming in, I feel like it's a giant auditorium. It's brightly lit. Everyone's got a name tag, and you can just be like, "Oh, look, Susie's here.
He's over right there. Susie, thank you for being here."
There's no quietly coming in to get on up. There's no.
No. You,
Renee. So what is? I want to go to you first of what your morning jam is, and we want to hear from you, our get on uppers. Just say comment and let us know what your morning jam is, and this could be either your song of the day that like you woke up, it was in your head, or it's the song that is gonna motivate you. Like maybe you're like, I don't feel great, but Eye of the Tiger is gonna get me through the day,
right?
Or it spells out how your week has been feeling, right? Maybe you're feeling lucky, I don't know, you won the lottery, you're a star, but you cry in your lonely heart. Thinking,
Colby's in with his suggestion. Are you ready? You ready for Colby's suggestion?
Yeah.
Uptown Funk from Colby.
Dang, Kobe, I want to be where you're at, because that is a party. That's a party. I love it. Aaron likes to start with some Nordic death metal.
Aaron, I like your style. And I can tell you confidently, I am not cool enough to be your friend.
That's an intense.
Can you imagine?
But I kind of like it because it's kind of like what I used to do. I can't do it anymore because I'm like I love myself too much. But I used to start my morning off with a cold shower, like just a little bit, like a minute of a cold shower, because I know, but it like shocks your system, and it's like the hardest thing it will do during the day. And I feel like that's kind of where Aaron's going. He's like, wake me up.
Now I have a follow-up question with this. You don't start. It's just like you take the warm shower, and at the very end, you do a test of how strong you are.
I'm not Tony Robbins, aka crazy, because that's what he does, and I'm like, God bless you, Tony. I can't. No, I'll walk on those fire coals.
Awake after that, but I don't know, man. 100%. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? I don't know.
I can't. Maybe we'll see. I think I'm doing fine. But Renee, what's your morning jam? What's your?
Yes, I'm so glad that you gave the option of what song was in your head when you first woke up, because I don't regularly have an affinity for the song. I'm like, oh, this is it. This is my guy. But I woke up with Brown Eyed Girl in my head this morning. I know.
Oh, can you give us a few of the lines and lyrics? I know why that song came into your head.
Let's hear it.
Why.
Oh, I'm listening.
I have brown eyes.
And that's probably why.
And I think I'm your brown-eyed girl.
Dreaming about you. I also like that song because it is so easy to find the harmony because they sing it. So you just pick the other one. You're like, I am gifted in music. Thank you so much. It's great. Brown Eyed Girl is an oldie but a goodie. And I probably did have it in my head solely because of you, James, and your beautiful brown eyes.
I'm your brown-eyed girl. I'll take it. I
Wait,
will.
okay. Now my folks doing. How many brown-eyed people do we have here? Who else can we give this a salute to?
Yeah, who else are our brown-eyed girls out there? We're wondering. Or let us know. Go comment. Hey, that's me. And I'll be so curious if your device will be able to take that on. But let us know. Yeah. Let us know if we got it. Where are brown-eyed girls at?
Where are my brown-eyed girls at? Where are my brown-eyed girls at?
Okay, brown eyes reporting in, Aaron.
Brown eyes reporting in from Aaron. All right.
Reporting for duty. Oh man. Okay. Oh, white liar. I don't know what that means, Doug, but all right, we're with you. We're with you.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
Maybe the device didn't pick up on it. It's totally fine.
All right.
It happened.
James, yes, I was just going to ask. I was just going to
Okay. All right. You're like, I want you to refer to me. You should be like, no, my brown-eyed girl, what's your song?
Right. My sweet, sweet
but it might
get
girl. Confusing because Aaron might be like, you want me to chime in?
Yes.
So mine is so one thing that everyone should know about me right away and get prepared for this. I am a huge Little Mix fan. And most of you have no idea who Little Mix is, and it breaks my heart because they were my number one artist I listened to. Like they tell you, like the algorithm will tell you, like Apple Music will say, like, who's your number one artist? Right. Like my top 5 albums of the year that I listened to were Little Mix. I think it was like 800 hours of listening to their music. They're a British girl band group who've been around for the past decade. They are amazing. And they pretty much, there's 4 of them. They were found on the British X Factor. They're pretty much like it's like if you were to combine a Rihanna, Adele, Christina Aguilera and Ariana Grande and put them in a group in terms of vocal styles. Like that's what the group, the powerhouse is.
That's a pretty talented group right there.
They're amazing.
All right.
Anyways, so their song Holiday is in my head, and none of you know the song, so it's not fun. But I'll give you a little.
I was going to say, give us a taste. I had to sing. Your turn. Get in there.
But you know, it's so hard. They are such powerhouse dynamo singers. It's not like Britney where I can just be like, she's so lucky. I should have went with that.
Would you do us this? Because we want to join in on the love with you. Can you give us a lyric?
Oh yeah. Well, holidays in it. Because the song is about like, so like you make me feel like a holiday. So it's like, can we
holiday from Colby.
Oh, see, Kobe, no. Can we make it all night? We don't stop all up on my body, babe. Ooh, touch me like a summer night. You feel like a holiday.
Oh, I love this song. I know this song.
We don't stop all up on my body, babe. We're just dancing the night away. Boy, you feel like a holiday. So let me let go.
I can see why you would love this. Okay.
No one else in the world could ever come close to you, babe. Close to you, baby.
180 from I couldn't possibly do it justice to I will not be stopping. The 180 from I couldn't to 3 minutes later still singing is impressive.
You were not going to get me to stop until I saw
Certainly
her face.
Not.
Like,
certainly not. Did you see that?
Producer Nick sent me a text message saying, please continue with the show.
Please, keep moving on. Keep moving on if we could, producer Nick, keeping us on track. Did you see that TikTok that was going around?
I think Aaron, sorry to interrupt, Renee.
You are really interrupting. Yes.
Because it's about Aaron saying that he's a high quality this is the high quality content I came here for.
I knows.
I bet you. Yeah. I bet you Aaron's a record producer and is going to sign me.
This seems about right. Yeah, that's Aaron. They come for the singing, they stay for the interrupting. And that's why we love our audience.
I feel like that girl. Remember that show in the 50s? We need that girl, that brown-eyed girl.
Yes. Thank you. That brown-eyed girl right there. Wait, hold on. I do want to say this, though. Did you see the TikTok that was going around that everybody was doing I couldn't possibly sing. And then they burst into Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You.
Oh, I haven't. I need to put this in my life.
You don't need to, but you unknowingly just did a perfect impression of that. And I'm a bigger fan of you now. My sweet, sweet brown-eyed girl. What can't you do? What can't you do?
I mean, they don't call me your brown-eyed girl for nothing, Renee. They don't. All right. Well, I feel awake now. We've got our morning jams under our belt. Let's
Sure do.
we'll keep on trucking along here. So we're gonna play a game called Rank It. Rank It is a game where there's gonna be a category, and we're all gonna rank which order the things go in order of preference. But it's a fun way that we're gonna do it. It's a fun way. So have you all heard of Destiny's Child? There's Beyonce, there's Kelly and Michelle, and that's pretty much the order in terms of, I would say, popularity, fame that they're in. So we're not just gonna order it like, oh, this one's my favorite. This one's no. Which one is the Beyonce? Which one is the Kelly? And which one is the Michelle? Right.
Oof.
So today we're doing movie musicals. So Renee and I are gonna each pick which one of our movie musicals are. We're going to name 3 movie musicals, and then we're going to label which one of those movie musicals are the Beyonce, Michelle, Kelly, and Michelle. Now, you might be thinking, well, this seems a little cruel because no one wants to be a Michelle. I mean, they don't have a website called poormichelle.com for no reason. That being said, honestly, just by making it into Destiny's Child, you're already winning. She's getting a check. She's fine. She's fine.
Okay.
She's got no such thing as bad publicity. A bad website about you, about the time you fell, or that time like they made you sit down at the photo shoot and everyone else got to stand up. Or my favorite is that there'll be like an album. They're like, oh, in fact, we should do a whole segment just Poor Michelle.
All right, we can.
My favorite is there's like the time they put a sticker on her face. So it was like Destiny's Child, the CD, and it was just like you saw Kelly, Michelle, you saw Kelly, Beyonce, and then it was just like $15.99 over her face.
Okay.
She falls a lot on stage.
Sure. Of course. Well, who among us has a good equilibrium? Not everyone got the gift of balance. It's difficult.
Says the dancer, who I believe trained with Debbie Allen, at least in my head you have, or maybe you just
yes, in my head I have taken a master class or two. Yes.
All right.
Okay.
So,
yes. Here we go.
Yes. What is and you get to and Tim pointed this out too. You also as Michelle, you get to pop out of a trap door at Super Bowl,
right? And
we get to do that. And you know what, Tim, you'll agree. And she didn't fall. I think we all were watching that Super Bowl performance, and when she popped out, we're like, okay, just don't fall, Michelle. And Kelly was like, don't you ruin this for me. I'm back. I'm doing single lady. Ruin this for me, Michelle.
That performance was so good. It was so good. We all loved it. Did we not all love it, James? Did you love it?
No, we did. Saying that, like, my next sentence was going to be, it was so good. I think like the power went out, right? I feel like like the power.
Yeah, they took out the power out. Absolutely. Absolutely. But I think Tim makes a very good point that is her defense forevermore. Anytime anybody makes fun of her falling down, she's like, I can come out of a trap door from the stage. And I didn't fall.
With Beyonce, like, and I'm standing next to Beyonce.
Yeah.
Like,
can you get popped out of the stage without falling? I don't know if you can.
Easy.
I did.
Not easy. And not everybody has, and made it unscathed. Never forget, Joey Fatone from NSYNC didn't make it one time. His leg got caught in one of the trap doors. I don't know if it's his fault. I'm gonna blame him.
I don't know this story. That's what was he okay?
Know?
No.
Okay. No, he's fine.
Okay.
He's
All right.
bebopping around. He still has. He has a leg. It's good.
Okay. He was just dropping 1 foot off. You can't do that. Buddy.
Yes, see, Kobe knows. Bye. Yeah. Bye to Joey. And that's if you. So again, I grew up on MTV, so most of my MTV raised
all
me.
the stories. All the things.
Yep. Okay. So I know all the things. So he got injured on the trap door. He popped out. It got stuck. Injured his leg, and so that's why he is actually not doing any of the dancing in Dirty Pop and the Pop music video. It's not him. It is the like they had to superimpose his face over the choreographer's body. Yeah. And you know who the choreographer was?
Who's the choreographer?
Wade Robson. Do you know who Wade Robson is?
I do, but tell me why it's exciting. Yes.
So Wade Robson was in a lot of the choreography in the 2000s is Wade Robson. So a lot of like, I'm a Slave for You. That's Wade Robson. He was working with Britney. He was working with NSYNC. And allegedly, I don't know this. You're getting the hot gossip today. Good thing you're here. You're here for the hot gossip.
Yep, exactly.
Allegedly, remember when Britney and Justin were together?
I remember.
Secrets. Come on. Well, allegedly, They
Yes.
broke up because Brittany had an affair with Wade Robson.
Sure.
So
Now,
that's what happened. Yeah.
did Justin start this rumor? I don't trust him. I
That's
don't
true. And
trust
listen,
him.
I'm not here
Who
to
did
defend
Justin have an affair
Justin
with?
Timberlake.
Somebody,
That's true.
certainly. Why
That's
aren't we talking
true.
about that?
That's true, Renee. You're right. Listen, I'm part of the Britney army. I just like
I know
to
you are.
say
I
all
know you are.
the, you know, I
Right.
know all the things. Anyways,
Yes.
back to the game.
Yes. Okay. Back to the game. Back to the game.
All right.
Ready.
So if
Here
you
we go.
got what
Yes.
we're doing movie musicals. You're ranking your top 3. And if you want to have a little, we want to hear from you all. Say comment and you can list your top 3 musicals. We're going to have a little fun and name which ones are our Beyonce, our Kelly, and Michelle. But all are popping out of the trapdoor safely, making it onto the Super Bowl stage.
Perfect. Okay. So they're all successes. They all made it to the Super Bowl.
They've all made it to the Super Bowl. Absolutely.
They're winners no matter what. Okay. Now, James, do you want to list yours? How do we want to get this going? How do we want to?
Okay, sure. Here I'm going to tell you who's in my Destiny's Child of musicals, and then I'll tell you which one's my Beyonce, which one's my Michelle, and which one's my Kelly. Okay. All right. Popping out of the trap door. Vroom. All right. We've got Rent. So Rent is in my group. Popping out of the trap door. Boom. Moulin Rouge. Uh-oh. Did we lose Renee? Okay. Well, you all will hear. Renee was so excited about my musicals that she just was like, I gotta go. All right. So it's just us. Get on uppers. Flying solo. She's back.
Oh, she's back. She's back. She's not sure what happened. She didn't touch anything. It just said something happened.
30 seconds of my life is like, just me and the Get on Uppers.
I
felt like in that scene in Jurassic Park where the kids get left and they're like, he left us. 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 Not that you all are a Tyrannosaurus Rex going to eat me.
No, certainly not. Certainly not. No. And do you know what happened on my end? It said there's technical difficulties. Oh no.
Oh, fired.
Okay.
Service is no longer.
No, certainly not. No, we're not.
We've been replaced by Gwen Stefani.
Exit interview with
Michelle from Destiny's Child comes in. You know what it was? I bet you if we do this every week and we use the same references and when we had technical difficulties, it's Michelle. She's like, stop messing with my name.
I will not have that. I will not have it. I will not.
Nope.
Here's the last thing I heard. Rent. Moulin Rouge.
Rent. And you missed nothing. That was it. I thought Moulin Rouge scared you away. You're like, I've heard enough.
But I cannot. No, I love Moulin Rouge. It's great. All right. Did you listen to third?
Rent. Moulin Rouge, and then the new West Side Story. You know, I couldn't stop talking about it yesterday. And it could be, it's so fresh in my mind. You know, I'm like a kid. I'm like, what's my favorite movie? The thing I saw yesterday.
Yeah. How about that? You want to do that?
All right. So I'm going to say, and this is really hard. This is when you start to now, and you pick your top 3, that's one challenge. But now having to name like, which one's your Beyonce, which one's your Kelly, which one's your Michelle?
You didn't intentionally put any stinkers in it. These are all ones that you've enjoyed.
Oh, I misunderstood the assignment.
No, I don't think you did. I don't think you did.
Okay.
I am just making sure. I am the one who misunderstood. I put in a stinker, but now I'm going to take out a stinker and just tell you my top 3.
No,
and then I'll be forced to rank
don't you change yours. Don't you dare. You do the funny. I'll do the serious reporting here.
Yes.
Okay, so West Side Story is going to be my Michelle. She's new. She's green. Not everybody loves her.
Okay.
Like, not every people have mixed feelings. They're like, and this actually makes sense because Michelle was a replacement for the other the other girls that were there, right? Sure. And so West Side Story is the new thing. We're like, we already had the other one. So it's my Michelle.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
Gosh, this gets really tricky because I think both Rent and Moulin Rouge are such like niche. They're really honestly both Kellys, to be honest. You know, I don't have a Dreamgirls in the mix really because they're both kind of like B-sides. Not everybody loves. They're underground, really. I would say, you know.
Right. Okay. So
now it's just which one. So tough. I'm just gonna any, mini, miny, mo. I'm gonna go. Here's what I'm gonna do. Moulin Rouge is the Beyonce because it's got such glitz and glam to it, you know. Well, Rent is a little bit like, you know, hubbubby, you know, kind of ragtaggy. So that's my list.
Ooh,
What do you?
good.
And we're still waiting to hear from you. Your get on uppers. We know Kobe is feeling High School Musical. Welcome, Stacy. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, and
Hey,
Kobe agreed with
agreed.
my list. I like to hear that and my
Not
ranking of it.
bad.
I
Not
love
bad.
the
Very good.
validation.
Well, yeah, in honor of Colby, I'm gonna put High School Musical in one of mine.
There you go.
It's great. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do all bops. All bop musical.
Okay.
Can you work with it?
Oh, look at you.
Can you
I
work
love
with
a
it?
theme. I love a
Can you work with
theme.
it?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So High School Musical, Hairspray, and then this one is I don't know if that counts.
Okay.
And now I'm wondering
On pins and needles.
if it is if I am conflating the stage version and the movie. I like Liam. Okay, so I'm gonna switch. You know what I was gonna say? I was gonna say
What?
Footloose. But I feel like
Oh, yeah.
the movie
The one,
only has the song Footloose in it,
yes.
right? Okay.
I got it. Yeah, I have to tell you, and you brought it up, this can of worms, and we're to open it.
Let's get in there.
Footloose, because like I was obsessed with like 80s dance movies, and when I got around to Footloose, it's supposed to be a movie. I thought it was a movie about dancing. It's about a movie about not dancing.
No, it's about repressive parents. Yeah.
There's 2 dance scenes. There's one where Kevin Bacon's stunt double dances in shadows through the warehouse. That is not him. That is not him. And then there's one at the end where they all dance badly in the barn. I was like, what am I spending my Saturday on VH1 watching this for?
You can't have it.
Oh, Footloose is a movie jam for Stacy. So I'm not gonna yuck your yum. I'm not here to yuck your yum.
I think we can all agree Footloose is unequivocally a bop. You can't hear it without a jam. But does not qualify as a musical, is what we've arrived at.
I do. No, I'm sorry. No, not gonna give it to you. But I have taught many a line dancing on my cruise ship days to Footloose. There's a line dance. Oh, there's
no kidding.
Ooh, Tim brought up, does Burlesque count as a musical? I'm gonna say yes. Tim, I'm with you. I'm gonna say yes. There's a lot of singing. You've got Cher and Miss Christina.
Tim, you are never gonna believe this. You're never going to believe it. Burlesque was going to be my sub. I know. Tim and I, the exact same
love the synergy between the Get On Up crew. It's just unbeatable. Yep. Tim?
This team. Yeah, exactly. And Stacey is right that Footloose does have music in it. Okay, so now I need to rank.
Yeah, who's your Beyonce? Who's your Michelle? Give us your Michelle first.
Tough. This is tricky.
No,
okay.
This is when it gets hard.
Yeah. You know what? I think what I'm going to do, and this is going to be controversial, but I think I'm going to give High School Musical to Michelle.
Yeah.
And I can explain.
But Kobe, she's on the stage. She popped out. She's
on the stage. She popped up. Yeah. She's still there. Well, and because it keeps trying to be like, and now there's a version of it on Disney Plus, but we just can't get it. Yeah.
Which is like about the making of, I love it. It's like High School Musical, the musical. And it's about kids in high school putting on a production of High School Musical.
In a way, it's a genius. I love it. Yeah. I love it. I love it. I was just like, let me just see what that's about. And then 5 episodes in, I was just like, no, I think you might be watching this.
Oh, you're actively watching High School Musical, the musical.
This was a few years ago, but yeah, I went in to be like, what is this?
I love you.
Committed the evening to it. Just watch the rest of it. I have not watched it since, but it's great. It's great.
Okay.
Okay. So Michelle gets High School Musical.
Okay.
I'm going to give Hairspray to Kelly.
Yeah.
That's right. That's facts. Because you can't stop the beat. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
it's again, because Kelly Rowland has some bops. She's not like the most, known or loved, She's got bops. Yeah. And because Hairspray, it's John Waters. So again, it's kind of like, it's niche. It's
exactly. Yeah. It's but it would still love it. Still on the stage, still made it to the Super Bowl. Then obviously critics will disagree, and they'll disagree strongly if you read the reviews. But Burlesque is fun and sexy. And if you're working out and Burlesque shuffles in, you're just like, yeah, I will. Because the lyrics are so indicative of just like, power through, you can do this. Burlesque is great. It's great.
So good. I went on a date. I was dating someone at the time, and we went to go see it. Also, how did this happen? Or am I conflating two things? I feel like I also had to, back in like I'll do anything for work. Well, not anything, but I need a job and just hustling that, actor artist life. And I remember, I think I had to pass out at Pride. Like there was like their cutout faces of Christina and Cher
Yeah.
on a stick at
Mhm.
Pride. And I think I
Right.
made like, $100 just passing those out around at Pride.
Now, James, it is known very well to me, and Get Up on Crew, I have to tell you, James has a phenomenal Cher impression. And I'm curious, as you were passing out, if you were able to activate the Cher impression. And if you didn't, could you show us what that looked like now? What does Cher promoting her own movie look like?
How did I not see this coming? I do love to Cher. Okay, let's see. All right. How do I? Here's my face on a cutout. Here's my face. Oh, okay. Happy Pride, everybody. Happy Pride. I have to keep
Get on up, crew. What do you think? How do we feel? What do we think?
Yes.
I'm
in the movie Burlesque with Christina Aguilera. You better come watch me. I miss cheese. I don't know how to order a pizza.
That's perfect. I think that is exactly what Cher promoting her own movie
Look,
would look like.
Kobe said it was good. I see good in
Colby's
it.
not wrong.
And
Colby's not wrong.
They're like, it's good.
Yeah.
I also can do my John Travolta for you as well.
And I think we all asked for it.
It's Saturday night. I'm John Travolta.
James, well, get on up, crew. What do you think? Is there a difference between those two impressions? Let us know. What do you think? Can you tell the difference?
Oh, wait. Okay. How about this? We're going to play a game. Am I doing John Travolta or Cher?
Okay.
All right. Get on uppers. Get on uppers. Am I doing John Travolta or Cher? I also like how Stacey said, I would like to hear the John Travolta. I just did it, Stacey. I did it already. All right. All right. Kobe said
Stacey's got jokes. Stacey's got jokes.
Well, Kobe, we're playing, so you may have to turn the volume down for a second.
Give me very quick, Kobe.
All right.
Very quick.
Am I doing John Travolta or Cher? Okay.
All right. Number one.
Is this a computer?
Ooh. Okay, I've got mine. What do you guys think? Let's see. Okay. It is stone cold silent. They are very clear that they do not want us to do this game.
They don't like this game. All right. One round. Renee, what do you say?
Is this a computer that was John Travolta?
Yeah. I don't know, actually.
Okay, you're not sure either. Not sure
I think it was Chervolta.
Okay.
I think it was
Tim agrees. They thought that the first one
I think it was. We'll do one more. And I'm gonna
really Aaron also says that one was Travolta. Okay. Aaron and Tim agree with me. Travolta. Okay, here comes this one. What's this one?
I can't work out today.
Ooh. Okay. Let's see. I don't want to guess for it because I don't want to sway you to believe what I believe. See what everybody thinks.
Cher or John Travolta?
Okay. Say it again.
Cher
do it one more time. One more time.
I can't work out today.
Okay, that's Cher, guys. Right? We all agree that's Cher? Yep.
Yeah. It was Cher. Cher. So if I could, what we've learned is there is a difference between my two impressions.
You can't.
You all have nailed it. You knew I was doing John Travolta even when I wasn't sure. So
okay. But as you were working on the impressions, did one lead to the other? Did you
working?
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. As you were mastering, as you were perfecting,
I was just saying you're giving me so much credit of like working on these. I just
I see.
I woke up like this. This is a natural talent. I think someone just pointed out to me. They're like, your Cher sounds like John Travolta, and then they're just.
And then that's how you knew you had to. Yeah.
There'll be more of that as we do the show. I think that was both of them.
No one is in the chat now. Just kidding.
They've all left. Stayed. Got it.
Everybody stayed, and I love you for it.
That's when we lost them. All right, Renee, let's get on over to our next segment of the morning.
I am ready. Here we go. Okay, so here's what we did. We did those movie musicals. I'm gonna do a little segment called "How do I get out of this?" How do I get out of this? In that, I feel that throughout the week, there's something that you don't have time to make the right choice, or you don't have time to make the choice that'll make that go away. So you just make the fast choice, but then eventually you got to come back around. You got to come back around. Then you gotta be like, okay, well now I need to deal with that properly. Would you like to hear my real life example?
Yes, and also we would love for you get on uppers if you have an example that you're like, how do I get out of this? put it there in the comments. Say comments what your situation is. I know your device will pick it up word for word perfectly, and then we will give you some advice of how you can get out of this, or you can also chime in and give us advice on situations that we're stuck. So we're here to help each other. It's a two-way street here.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So helpful.
All right,
So I
Renee,
wondered,
what's got you going?
Well,
What's going on?
I messed up. You guys. Yesterday, right there. No, listen, this guy. That's who we're talking about.
Look at him.
Guy. I know.
Yes, the queen bee on
So
the couch.
This is my passion. This is my love. I love doing the show more than anything in the world with you. But I also have a regular corporate job that I tend to every day. And I told the sweet boy, Tugboat, hey, we're going to the park. He heard it again, thinking that we were going to the park. And we're in Los Angeles, and we live very close to a place called Griffith Park. So it's not like a park, but it's like going to Disneyland type of a park. And then got a Slack saying, hey, can you hop in a meeting? Now I got to deal with, I just told the dog the park. And the way that I handled it was to pummel him with treats. And then that turned into another situation a little bit later. So I think this is what I need advice. So how I handled it was, I can't take you to the park. I'm going to give you a bunch of treats instead. And then a little bit of not a sick belly, but we were going to the restroom many times throughout the evening. What do you do when you accidentally lie to the dog?
Yeah.
Is the question that I would like to pose. Yeah.
Well, I think in the first step, Renee, and I'm going to give you some tough love, and I feel like I can give it to you. Okay. And let me know if I'm wrong. Get on up first. But I think the first step is just to try not to accidentally lie to the dog in the first and foremost. You don't want to commit two things. You have two options. I think there could be three or four. But one thing so one, we're gonna, try not to accidentally lie to the dog. Don't put yourself into situations that maybe you can't commit to. Two, boundaries with the job. You are not their dog, Renee. When they say sit, you don't have to sit. Or Renee, come to this meeting. If it was not already on the schedule or agenda, boundaries. Brene Brown. Most of this podcast was be me quoting what I learned on Brown because I listened to her in the morning. But the thing about it is, and Kobe agrees, always to the truth, snaps to the truth. We love it. Yep. We love it. We love it. It's always great. Everyone loves it. But Brene Brown was saying, I'm going to butcher this definition, but that boundaries is the relationship between loving both yourself and other people, and then the same amount. So how you're able to do things at the same time. And so what that is that it's also unfortunately, sometimes what happens is when our boundaries get pushed, we end up loving other people or things that don't necessarily serve us as well more. So in that moment, you were given all the love to the job and not to yourself, which is being a good mom. And so, you know what? Can't attend this meeting because it wasn't on my schedule. Give me the notes and I'll and a lot of times when you went to that meeting, did you need to be there? Could it have been an email?
Absolutely not. Certainly not. Yeah. Oh, this honestly, can I tell you? Sincerely helpful. It is so funny how when you get that Slack, you don't consider, I could just be like, I'm headed to the park right now, but I'll meet you in an hour.
Yep. We feel like we've got to jump right there. And again, that boundaries is how can I love both of these things and people equally in the same way that I'm not giving them. And you're not saying, I hate you. You figure it out yourself. You're on your own work. You didn't do that.
Certainly
so
not. Certainly
absolutely.
not. Truly, Natalie, and we'll look up what Brene Brown says about that. But I think that makes perfect sense. And it just becomes a problem later. So if you create that boundary
and then you become resentful, you talk about in your morning show. It's just, and then Tugboat, I don't know if you saw this, but Tugboat was not even looking at you. And Tim says you got to be an alpha dog in all aspects of life. I guess Which is absolute saying you got to be Beyonce. Beyonce
Right.
is the don't be the
You
Kelly,
sure
don't be the
do.
Michelle, be the Beyonce of your life.
Thank
And
you.
welcome to Babyface, who just joined the
Hi,
stream. I
Babyface.
love it. I'm hoping this is music producer Babyface. That's
Oh,
what
maybe.
I think. And
Could be.
Babyface,
This
I
is
miss my music, my
a good
singing.
team we got here.
Little bit more.
This was incredibly helpful. So how do I get out of this? Just say no.
Just say, to quote Nancy Reagan, just
right.
say no.
Just say no. Oh no, let's never quote Nancy Reagan. She wasn't very good.
Okay, get into the hot topics early. All right, get on uppers. We're also curious what's got you stuck. I saw that, I think it was Kobe said Kobe needs a girlfriend. So it sounds like you're trying to get out of being single. That's what I'm hearing.
Yes.
Single. So my recommendation, Kobe, I don't know what you have going on. Recommendation is try some of the apps. Try some of the apps or the websites. Renee made a face. I don't know.
No,
what the
I
kids
did.
are
That was
doing.
the apps are hard, but the apps are good.
I know, but there are people who have, I know you hear stories of people who've gotten married and they found their boo off of it.
Do you hear stories? I have been to 8 app weddings. 8. That's how people just find people these days. It works. It absolutely works. You just have to have resilience.
You are a lifetime holiday movie waiting to happen. And here's the other thing that I would say about those apps is that it's just practice, you know? It's like practice. Like, I just look at it as like it's practice, and put your best foot forward, you know, be kind, don't be nasty on it. Like, you know, think about what your intention is of like, what are you trying to get out of this experience, and you know, take it seriously, but not overly seriously, right? Like, remember there's another human on the other side. So, you know, and if your goal is at the end of this, my intention is to find a partner, then you're going in with that of like that same sort of respect and bringing your best foot forward to that experience. So, but don't obsess about it. You got to kind of throw it out there. It's like fishing out of the sea, right? You're not just like watching the pole. You throw it, you walk away, you go, I don't know, watch Beyonce music videos and live your best life.
Do you know what I heard that is very comforting for me on the apps is a very, very sweet surrender to, it's not my person. So if you get rejected or you have to reject somebody else, it's not, you're just doing a service. You're like, if I take up time here, then I'm preventing that person from finding their person. And, or if you get rejected, you're like, well, that's not my person. That's fine. That's all they did was tell me that they're not my person. And then it makes it like, because you're trying to find a puzzle piece that goes together. So all that's happened is just like, oh, that's not the piece. That's fine. Don't worry about it. It's
you're not like, this puzzle, I hate it. It'll never work because that one puzzle piece didn't fit where you were trying to force it to go.
Never. You just look for another piece. Yeah.
I want to welcome Heidi. Good morning. Or you could be in Australia for all I know. So good day or good night. Good night, love. I don't think that's another ship on the Bobby.
What would Cher say, James? What would Cher say?
Hello, Heidi. Welcome to Get On Up with Jam and Renee. It's Cher.
And I'm gonna need the Get On Up crew to help me with this. Who does that sound like in the Pee Wee Herman show? It's a voice in the Pee Wee Herman show, but I can't. Is it Cherry? Is it? It's definitely a voice in the Pee Wee Herman show. I just can't.
You're telling me I'm booked for the revival. I'm booked for the revival.
All right, and then you're cast immediately. Yeah,
I can't shake it out. I can't shake
it
out.
That's okay. You don't need to.
Heidi, if you're just joining us, we are doing how do I get out of this? Where we are finding out what situations have we gotten ourselves into. It's the middle of the week, and we're looking for advice on how do we get out of this. It's the middle of the week. We don't want to go. The week will not end like this. We're Jennifer Hudson, and I'm telling you, I'm not going.
The impressions. Now, hold on. Wait, we have breaking news. I hate to interrupt the impression, but we have breaking news. Tim just cracked the who you sound like in Pee Wee Herman. It is Terry the pterodactyl. That's who it is. That's who it is.
I'll take it. Wow, Tim, great ear.
I am so sorry to cut you off mid ballad.
Can I continue?
Please don't.
Oh no, that was a hard no.
With the please and
Never had a hard no from Renee before ever. You're usually my biggest cheerleader.
I am. Yes.
you're loving yourself and me. The boundary is there. You're like,
you are
I love you
100%
too much
correct.
to let this
You
go
are
on. Okay.
100% correct. Can I tell you what is it? Okay, we got somebody new who chimes in, and all they hear is just us karaokeing the whole time. I just want to keep it like in little bite-sized pieces.
Fair. Like, what is this show? And no more.
You have a gorgeous voice. You're so talented. You're the love of my life. You're the best thing that ever happened to me. I never in real life would cut you off. But from a perspective of somebody tuning in, maybe we just keep it to one chorus.
Right. Yep, forgot what I was doing here. And Kobe, you didn't do your music. What? Liz, you mean you didn't share what your morning
you
jam
didn't
was?
tell what your thing is. What are you working through?
Yeah.
We got to make sure that we hear. Oh, you were about to do it, I bet.
Oh, yes. So my thing that I'm working through is it goes off of kind of what Kobe, with dating and stuff like that.
Right.
What I have found myself in, because I'm in this like, my therapist and I are talking, is like, you just got to date and you just got to, do, it's like practice. Right. And so I'm just sort of out of practice and I'm just like, I'm not uninterested. I just want to fast forward to the part where like, we're married and have kids and we don't like, that's where I just, can we get to that part already? And we're just co-parenting and like, that's right. But you can't just jump into, year 5. So dating and stuff like this. And I met somebody like around New Year's and, interested in like ish, I guess. Like I could, go to dinner with this person. Anyways, I don't think I want to. I don't like flaking out and canceling on people. I like being a person of my word. And so I said, oh, let's go, out. But then Omicron came out. So it was like a good excuse to be like, we shouldn't.
Yeah, it's irresponsible now.
Let's put a pause on it. But like the more time that passes, like you're just kind of backing on up. I don't know what to do. I don't know. And I don't want to ghost. I do not like to ghost. I don't like to just like disappear, So what do I do? Get on up, folks. I said I was going to go on a date with this person. I don't think I want to. Or is there just no harm in just getting a glass of wine? Like, is there harm in it? It's not that I don't hate this person.
I mean, I have advice. You want to hear it? Okay. None of which I could take. So the first is very, very groovy, but I think it works, is check in with your body, which is silly, but it works. So go over, or wait, hold on. First, I can do that. I learned this on Saved by the Bell. So I think you're going to like it. Saved by the New Year's. I'm going to tell you. The reboot. I'm going to tell you what to do, James. You ready? And then tell me how you feel when I tell you what to do.
Yeah.
You have to go grab a glass of wine with him.
I felt sort of like, nonchalant came up for me.
I'm going to tell you what to do, James. You cannot go out with this person, and you have to send a very lovely, thoughtful text of all the things you like about them, but you're just not feeling the chemistry.
Ugh, I don't want to do that.
I don't feel bad.
But you know what felt less bad is just going to have the glass of wine. It felt easier to do.
It feel bad because you're curious about this person, or felt bad because you don't want to hurt their feelings?
Yeah, I think I just don't like having to send that text. Like it just is more work and more energy. For whatever reason, it seems easier just to go have the glass of wine.
Okay. Well,
and then I could just be like, and then we could go on the date and it's like, okay, we're just gonna be friends, but at least I tried. Whereas like now, just like, wait, what? I'm like, we're not perfect for each other. Goodbye. Like you have nice feet.
Do you suppose that there is any part of you that is a little curious, or like, well, I just need a little more information to make sure this is the right decision?
You know what it is I really like wine, and I would like to go to this bar called Blush. And so I think I'd like to go. I see people having glasses of wine, and I'm like, oh, I want to do that. I want to be that person. The tricky part is I live in the Castro, and this is why I don't like to date in this neighborhood.
Yeah.
Because you just start. I went on a date once with this personal trainer, and then a few weeks later went on this date with this other guy, and the personal trainer went walking by on the date, and it just I don't,
it'll happen. Now Aaron has a question. Can you answer this? How often are they contacting you?
I have not heard from them in about a week when I said, oh, let's wait till the the pandemic dies down a moment. Let's wait a beat. And then he was like, great, just hit me up.
Okay. Now, Aaron, with that information, do you have advice based off that? If they haven't heard from you in a week. I also, James, you were the catch of all catches, a gift to anyone who knows you. But I think sometimes it's helpful to explore the idea of like, maybe they're also trying to get out of this. Maybe they also were just like,
Yeah,
I
no, that's
don't
true.
want it. And
I don't.
then I think a glass of wine is where we're at, but just to explore all of our options. If the situation were reversed, if you were into somebody and the only reason they were going out with you is because they wanted to get a glass of wine and try a new place, that feel good?
Well, here's what I think, but I also want to get this glass of wine. I'm trying to put myself in those shoes.
Sure.
But the thing is I'm like, well, here's my mind. If I'm like super into them, I'm like, I'll win them over. Like that's just enough. Like I'm like a little fish. I'm like, I just got a bite. I'm like, oh yeah, no. Oh yeah. I'll wheel him in, you know.
Give me 5 minutes. Give me 5. Oh, you don't like me? Give me 5 minutes.
Just wait to hear my share. Just you wait.
But Aaron has also said maybe they're not feeling it. If you haven't heard from him in a week, maybe. So
here's
I
the
think
thing
we're all on
too,
the edge of our
also,
seat, is what we know here.
asked me for my code on Switch. I just don't,
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I love that we've got a saga. I love that we've got it to be continued. I can't wait to hear about it.
And there's also this other guy stopped by and brought these flowers for me on a Monday morning before they went on a flight. I love it. I love it. Things are happening. Things are happening.
Look at you. Look at that screen right now. Of course they're happening. Why wouldn't they be? Catch of all catches.
I mean, really, look at those share impressions. Why would they not be banging down the door here?
Real quick before, I did have one thing. People are playing along and they're like, well, I definitely know that I don't want to go on a date with this person. Is there a text that you can send that is the least harmful? Or maybe the way to do it is...
I'm such a people pleaser, and so which is why I do lean towards ghosting, and so I'm trying to really not do that.
Yeah. Aaron is still here with the advice and thinks that you've landed on the solution. Send in the share impression. Problem solved. Now, is the problem solved because he will no longer be interested, or is the problem solved because...
We know how these devices go. We knew. Now my Aunt Sharon impressions, you've not heard those yet. Yeah, those are coming. My Aunt Sharon. Oh, I know. She's like, baby. It's a little Sherry, isn't it? Baby, what you doing over there?
Okay, I will shoehorn this in really quick. I'll just ask for advice. When I am not interested, and that is a rare blue moon, I will send a list of the things I love about them, because there's genuinely things that you do love about that person. It's just not a fit. And then I'll be like, but for some reason, I'm just missing the chemistry. I think I need to feel for us to continue. But I wish you all the best. Is that?
But that's after you've done like at least a date. That wasn't just like you just like talking on text. Sure. And that's the thing. I have to go. Feel like I have to go at least on the date first before I can send this. Like, I never want to see you again. You seem cool.
100%. I think I'm looking for approval for that. If you decide you're not into them, is there a text you can send that doesn't hurt anybody?
I see what you're saying. Yeah. It's one of those things. We'll figure it out. I'm gonna get that glass of wine, and there might be a guy there as well. Kobe, I think that we tried to answer your how do I get out of being single? Our best advice, I think, is so far just try to get out on the apps, especially because like it's hard if you, I don't know if you work from home. It's just hard because you don't. At least a lot of us are probably not bebopping around and seeing people as much. You're not in your class. You're not taking a yoga class, or you're not rock climbing or whatever the kids are doing these days. Maybe you're rock climbing, but maybe not at the rock climbing gym. So I think their best advice is to get on the apps, the websites, and just give it a go. See what you can do.
And then you ready for the cheesy part? Work on loving yourself. And this is dumb, but Rent will tell you'll never share real love until you love yourself. I should know. And then Mimi holler.
Do you want to make me cry at 7:52 in the morning? Is that what
I know? Well, you have to love what you want them to love. So we'll have to work on that.
It's so true. And it also will happen. It's one of those things that you can't. Oh, good. You do love yourself. Lovely. Good. And like it happen. Like you can't force it. And you're right. Like if you don't love yourself, how are you gonna love anybody else, to quote RuPaul. And it really does start there. And once it's there, like, people will be attracted to that energy that you're putting out there. And it's something about when we're too aggressive about it, it's sort of just like it repels, and you just got to be more so open. And when you love yourself, people be like, oh my gosh, Renee, she's so fabulous. Let me come on over there. And they are sneaking down the door. I got to tell them, excuse me, get out of here, gentlemen suitors. Get in line. There'll be a dance off at 10 a.m.
That's the best of all the advice that we've spewed out. That's the best. Have a dance off.
That's how I want, Renee. I'm putting myself in charge of your boo.
Oh yes,
and the way that we're gonna do it.
Yes.
I'm inspired. It's very Shakespearean. I feel like it's kind of teaming of the shrew. Not that you're the shrew. If anything, I'm the shrew. But I just like this
have on my
idea that
profile, little shrewy. That's fine.
some say that I like the taming of the shrew. I think again, like, I just want like this, like for the it's like a tournament and there's a dance off and the best dancer will win your heart. That's the movie I'm pitching of your life, and that's what we're gonna do. That's so I'll get a sign up sheet going and I'll post it online.
What a gift. That would be amazing. That would be amazing. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I've also been told advice that I have recently been given is it's still tricky because of COVID, but go volunteer places, because then you will almost always find like-minded people who have the exact same values you have, which at the end of the day is what you need to be looking for in the first place.
Yeah.
So you gotta go.
But be careful. Don't be there just like thirsting around. Like, do the work. You're there for volunteering, like not just like, it's like when guys go to church to go try to like find a girlfriend, like, be there, do the work that you're there, and then the other thing will happen. Right.
If you could just hold real quick, I'm going to go tell a lot of volunteer places I am no longer available.
Because you're like just there, like, oh, hi, I'm Renee. They're like, yeah, could you help out with these after school kids? You said that you were going to teach these after school kids dance. Exactly. You're like, talking to this
you have not picked up one book. You've just shimmied for a half hour in the corner.
To that guy. Oh, Renee. We love it. Okay.
Yes,
well, I do want to say welcome to, if there's any latecomers, although I think we've said hello to you every time, but just want to, welcome you to Get On Up with Jam and Renee. I am James Arthur. We've got Renee Culver, the lovely, amazing, talented Shimmy, if you're with her, co-host Renee. And you're right here on Backchannel. Maybe you just set into your device Backchannel and you didn't know what it was, and this popped up and you're like, I don't know what this is, but this is the greatest gift ever. We're going to be here every weekday 7 to 9 in the morning. And so if you want to get back here because you accidentally got here and you're like, how do I do this again, you'll just stay into your device, echo Backchannel, and then you'll get here. And I would love to also ask a request from our Get On Uppers, especially our crew. We're developing a crew here, and you're part of the crew.
It's a good crew.
Today. Kobe, you were here yesterday. Stacy, you were here. I think Doug was here yesterday too.
Yeah,
if you wouldn't mind just heading on over to backchannel.tv and hitting the leave a review button. Feedback is a gift, and we would love to hear what you have to say. And, again, it really does take a village. And so if you're like, I want more share impressions, we're going to give it to you. I want less. I can't promise. I'll do what I can to dial it back, but there will never be zero impressions there. So there it is. Yes. Yeah.
Love it. Yeah. I love it. And then I think we've got this all figured out, but if you're like, you guys keep saying what the listeners are commenting on, how do I do that? I want to do that. You just do that by saying comment. You say comment first to your device and then say, Renee, you should volunteer if you're going to volunteer. You should actually do the volunteering if you're going to volunteer.
Let us know. Do you think Renee should all be volunteering or looking for a boo?
Flirting.
Or flirting. Which one? One? Yes. And Kobe, can I do a Medea impression? I don't know that I can. I don't know that I can cross that line over there. I have mixed. We'll put a pin in this. I have mixed feelings. I appreciate that Tyler Perry exists. Just not. Oh, a vote for volunteer. Kobe says, Renee,
you got to go volunteer. And if you're going to do it, you need to volunteer. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I love it so much. James, we have just about hit our second hour. How about that?
Here it is.
1 hour down. 1 hour to go. Do you want to remind these sweet, sweet crew what they've gotten themselves into for the second hour?
Well, yeah. Well, we're gonna jump into This Has Potential. Renee and I have looked into the news, and we're gonna put some good news. It looks like some good stuff might be happening, and
Maybe.
something to look forward to. It's the middle of the week. Will this turn out good? So far, Outlook shaking my magic 8-ball.
Right.
Outlook looks good. That's
Looks
what it
good.
says there.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And
All
then,
right.
and then we got a game called While or Working It, where we have pulled situations from the news or our life or pop culture, and we're going to decide if this person in this situation was whiling, like they were out of control, what were they thinking, or they were working it, like, ooh, good on them, they doing it up. So
That makes perfect sense. Yeah.
let's get to This Has Potential. Renee, what are you seeing in the news out there that has some potential for some good things?
Well, now listen, I kept it real bubblegum. And that's okay, because you gotta have bubblegum, and then you gotta have your other stuff. And I'm happy to give you something less bubblegummy, but there is a show on Hulu called Dollface that is adorable.
I love that show.
Right? It's okay. So yeah.
Wait, one thing
Yes,
is it should be starring you, or you should be in that show.
Oh, the kindest and the nicest. I love you so much. But yes.
Get on Uppers, sorry to interrupt. I'm curious, has anybody out there in the Get on Up world, have you seen Dollface? It's 1 season so far. Season 2, I think, is coming out soon.
Well,
starring Kat Dennings.
Now, James, are you saying my entire something to look forward to? Is that what's happened here? Is that? And I love you for it. So excited. I love you for it. I love you so much. But then you're like, tell us more, Renee. I'm like, well, I don't have any more to say because you just said it all.
Oh my gosh.
I love it so much. But yes, it's that exactly. So it's Kat Dennings, and it's an interesting format. No, don't cover your mouth. You were perfect, and I would give anything to just listen to you talk. I am the biggest fan, and I want to tell I just want to be able to properly support you, and I won't have any more information. You get it. Please keep talking.
I do.
Okay. So it is a show on Hulu. You're correct, starring Kat Dennings. Had 1 season, and the premise of it is a girl who is sort of.
I've heard all this before.
Stop repeating what I said.
Renee, I already told them this. Get to the new part.
Your entire segment. I don't know why you're continuing to talk.
I'm a monster. I'm sorry.
You were the exact opposite of a monster. You were perfect. You were perfect in every way. I couldn't mean that more. But I think go along with me. Help me tell the story. So the premise is a girl who has kind of lost her identity to her boyfriend, and they break up. And now she doesn't have any girlfriends, and she doesn't quite know who she is. And so the first season is about her like sort of coming into her own and rekindling friendships. And it's really beautiful. And it's really wonderful. And I loved it. Binged the whole thing in a weekend. And then it came out in 2019. So they were going to film the second season in 2020. It got approved like March 11th. It got approved of 2020. It got approved for a second season. And then COVID happened. So I think it was on the fence of whether or not they're going to make a second season. And I was devastated, but turns out it got greenlit again. They've made a second season. It debuts February 11th.
Stop it. Just in time for Valentine's Day. Just in time for Valentine's Day. Renee, what I would love, first of all, this is maybe presumptuous because I don't know what your plans are.
Yes.
Renee, will you be my Valentine? And maybe we can like spend the weekend or the day and we'll watch Dollhouse. We'll like stream it. We'll do like a little Zoom room and we'll watch Dollhouse together.
Love nothing more. And now, did I mess up? Is it called Dollhouse or is it called Dollface? Just you guys don't pay attention real quick. Is it called
Dollface?
Okay,
it's called Dollface. Dollface. What did I say? Dollhouse?
I heard Dollhouse, but I bet you said Dollface. I bet that was
Dollhouse is a show that was done by Joss Whedon, which he's Night Eye Your Heroes, that one. Which is so sad. Y'all know I love the Joss Whedon, the Buffy. They don't call it Ruby Tuesday Buffy for nothing. Part of me. But anyways, Joss Whedon had a show called Dollhouse, which starred Eliza Dushku that went on for 2 seasons and nobody watched it.
Nobody watched. Nobody watched.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, but you should watch Dollface, and we're gonna watch it together on Valentine's Day because you're my Valentine.
Yeah. So and Get On Uppers, we will hope that you will also watch it that way because Renee and I will hop on here and gib gabbing about it, and
Yes.
you want to be able to join the conversation. So you
I
got
loved it.
homework.
I loved it.
Aaron's watched it. I'm
Aaron's seen
assuming
it.
that Aaron's
Yep.
also loved it. So we'll just assume with that. Renee, that's so great. Is that this has potential? And I like it because we don't know if we're hoping it'll.
We're hoping.
It's already. They filmed it already.
They
So
filmed it
it's
already, but it has potential to save me on Valentine's Day. Was the whole point of this, that you're so good,
I
you're so
see.
good, you're so good. So my my Valentine's Day might be saved because second season of Dollface comes out February 11th, and I might be saved. This has potential that James is going to be my Valentine.
Oh yes, absolutely.
This is out fantastic. So when I said bubblegum, that's a very bubblegum and also kind of narcissistic. This has potential. Because I'm like, well, it might look out good for me, but I think
that's good. Renee, when you shine, we shine. So that's good. It sounds like you're going to be shining away on February 11th. Now, Renee, this is going to be the challenge for you.
I'm listening.
It comes out February 11th.
Yeah.
You got to hold back.
Yeah.
And wait till we get to watch it together. This also goes back to like why I am single, is like having to share like Netflix shows with a partner, or like this is what happens. And let us know in the comments if you are guilty of doing this. You're with your partner, you're both watching the same show, you get to episode 3, they're not around, and you go ahead and maybe watch episode 4, maybe episode 5, maybe episode 6. And has that happened to you before? Have you gone ahead, or has your partner continued watching the show after you? And it really does bring all kinds of feelings and emotions, resentments,
Yeah. What does this mean? If you can't wait to watch a show, you don't respect who I am as a person. Yeah, the meaning that you put on that is
we put so much. Well, this is off. This will never work. Aaron called out and said his wife is a monster, that she is clearly guilty of it. Oh, it's happened. And look at you. Kobe said yes. The pain that you can hear in our Get On Uppers. Why does it hurt so much when our partner goes ahead? I will tell you this. I have never once ever, like with my partner, I always stay true. I wait for them.
Same.
And so many, it is a little like careless. And because you know what it is, Renee, we're going to share this thing together. And you just,
Right. Well, now, but wait, hold on. I think it hurts twofold because one, you have been betrayed as a human. The cut is to the core. But then, so now you have to go watch it alone, but you're not fully paying attention to it because there's a ghost in the room that's just like, they didn't wait for you. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know
so then
I would
ruined
prefer,
your show, and they didn't wait. Yeah.
What I would prefer, and then I want to get to Tim's question because it's so good that Tim just put in the chat.
Tim,
what I would prefer is for my partner to, if you are going to watch it, don't tell me that you've watched it. Lie to me. We watch it together and just fake your responses. I really like that's. I would honestly much rather that. And then hopefully you learn your guilt is so bad because you're like already pre-laughing at the jokes, and I'm like, well, how do you already know? Or you're like, ooh, before something already happens, you learn and never do that again. But I would rather you lie to me because like I can't. I would. Isn't that terrible? I'd rather my partners lie to me than be honest with me.
No, but it is painful. And wait, but let's get to this question that Tim put in here because this is such a good question.
It's a good question.
Yes. Okay. So Tim says, have you ever stopped watching the show after?
Sorry, we both were like, and read the question.
And so go ahead. So Tim, this is such a good question. It's a question / I bet it's happened. Have you ever stopped watching a show after a breakup because of bad memories? Yeah. And it sucks.
Oh, yes, absolutely, Tim. And you know what it is, Tim, too? Man, we're bringing up all kinds of facts. The same ex-partner who watched the show and episodes without me was the same partner that I also had to stop watching certain shows. I've never finished Orphan Black with Tatiana Mansley. She's won Emmys. I haven't finished it because I got to season 3. We broke up around season 3, and I have yet to finish it because it's scarred so bad.
Right.
And I want to finish it. It's such a great show.
Yeah. Tim, if you're willing, let us know if you have any shows that you haven't finished because of bad memories. I can't, I'm sure there have been. Nothing comes to mind of shows that I haven't finished, but shows that you want to rewatch because they're so good and the writing was so good. I can't go back and rewatch Breaking Bad, and you should because it was great. But I
Is it
can't.
because you were watching it with your partner at the time?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Go back.
That same guy almost ruined How to Get Away with Murder for me
Mm,
because we were watching that together, and I was like, "You will not have Viola Davis. You will not take her
no,
away from me."
Viola
So
Davis is
I
so
had to just rip the Band-Aid off and just get through it and get over it. Once Upon a Time for Kobe, yeah.
yeah. That show
Oh,
was
that's such a
good.
great show. I made it to about season 4, and I'm so sad that I just, you know what? I want to challenge everybody, reclaim your shows. You love them
Ooh,
for a reason. It will be, and I can't promise it won't be painful at first,
right.
but you loved that show. It is yours, and it might be part of your healing process to also forgive and move on and let go from that person.
Yeah.
Tim
And Tim, this is a
commented
big one
Homeland.
because you got to know how that ends. I wonder if we could do a reassociation of instead of thinking of your ex, can you think of this silly morning show? Of collectively, we're the new
Yes.
relationship and we're all
Yep.
going to watch Homeland together.
Yep. Absolutely. Yes. And so you can report back. I would love to hear from the Get On Uppers if you do go back into this show that you stopped watching because you're watching with your partner and you broke up. And if you do go back to the show, please let us know, even if it's like off topic and we're talking about like Nancy Drew novels and we're ranking our favorite Nancy Drew books.
Get in here and be like, I finished
Just be in the middle,
Homeland.
be like,
Yes.
I came back to Homeland thanks to you, and let us know. We'll pivot to you as well.
Exactly.
So great.
Oh,
Nancy,
wait, James,
welcome.
are you ready for
Yep.
tugboat? It's tugboat time. Tugboat.
Oh, it's tugboat time. Tugboat time. Tugboat is Renee's song. Tugboat is going off to school. Can we get a shot of Tugboat?
Oh, sure. Yeah, there we go. All right, heading.
There
we
we
go.
are.
Time for a nap. Oh, we getting
Time
ready.
for a nap.
Just a
living
minute.
living his best
Thank
life.
you so much.
Love it so much.
Kate is.
And if you are
the
alarmed
greatest
because
friend
you just
of all
saw
time.
a man, if you saw you're alarmed because you saw a man in a mask going for Renee's dog and Renee not giving 2 flips, that is the person taking Tugboat off.
Yes, my
school.
dear friend
Not a
Kate helping
snapper,
me out.
not a dog
Tug
napper.
is a little tuckered this morning, and we've got a bit of a mule situation happening. Kate, thank you so much. You're the best. Thank you. All right, we'll see you. Have a good day. Thank you.
I love it because you all really get to get into our lives here. So I just wanted to make sure they knew that wasn't a dog napper, and you're like, Mama's got to do a show.
No, not at all, not even a little bit. Kate is phenomenal. You're just a little tuckered out, and I thank you so much. So sorry for the interruption, but very cute. Thank you, Kate.
No, thank you, Kate. Thank you, Kate. Keeping our tugboat. That's our tugboat. Tugboat is an Italian.
Yeah. Oh
Is
yeah.
true?
One move. What you just yeah. Yep.
Well, okay, so we're continuing on our journey of this has potential. I've got what I'm going to throw you for a loop, Renee. Usually I'm like, whoa, this cause and this person messed up and write a letter.
Yeah.
This has potential. So in a first, and it looks good. We don't know because we're figuring it out, but this looks good. So in a first, a man receives a heart from a genetically altered pig. So this was a breakthrough that may lead to new supplies of animal organs for transplants into human patients. So this is a big deal. Yeah, this is really a big deal. So there was a 57-year-old man. He had heart disease, and he received, like I said, he's receiving a heart from a genetically altered pig. It's a groundbreaking procedure, never been done before. And this is going to give hope to hundreds of thousands of patients who need different organs. Because there's just so many people who are in need. I don't know if you know about this, but last year, so there's 41,354 Americans received a transplant organ, and the idea is that there's so many people who that's a lot, but there's so many people who are not getting what they need. So this has a great potential for more people to be able to get what they need.
Absolutely incredible. That's amazing. That more than has been. I mean, that seems like this could also be called miracle news. That's amazing.
Well, it has potential because we just don't know the long-term effects of what might happen. And so this comes just after, this comes right after a few months ago.
Right.
There was in New York, they successfully attached the kidney of a genetically engineered pig to a brain dead person.
How'd that go?
The article did not continue going.
Okay. All right.
But we're really Frankenstein in here. I mean, just good old science. Just we're making it up as we go along. Does this work?
Because I have zero scientific knowledge, and I can't contribute in a way that is just like, well, the potential of that could actually be this and this and this, because I just don't have the information. I was wondering if you would allow me to piggyback for just a second.
Piggyback. I heard that. Yes.
In a mystical format, what quality of an animal would you want? If you could have it, it was just like, I would like,
we're
like this.
We're going away from the science of it. This miracle, and Renee's like, we're going off to the land of imagination.
Because the science is brilliant.
I want bat wings. I don't know. I want wings like a bird. Is that what we're doing?
That's fair. I was thinking something like how sea turtles they get hatched in the sand, and then they have to like scoot their way into the ocean, and then the waves like push them back over and over and over again, and it takes forever to get out there. But then once they're actually out there, they have to survive in the sea as a sea turtle. I want that kind of resilience. I want sea turtle level resilience.
Oh, I misunderstood the assignment. I understand now. Okay, it's not like which.
What do I want it to look like? I'm so sorry.
I was like, I want bird wings so I can fly.
It was a pretty dumb question, and if I knew more about science, I would stay on track, but I don't, so I can just be like, I hope that works, and then I have nothing more to say.
So you put the question out there. We've got to follow through on it. Get on uppers. Is there a characteristic of an animal that you would, if you could have, what would that be? So you can just say comment, Nancy. If this is your first time, you can just say comment into your device, and after you say comment, what you say out of your mouth will then pop up. So there you go. So we would love to hear from you. Kobe said, I believe I can fly. Absolutely. If I got those bird wings,
you got those bird wings or those bat wings.
That's the characteristic I would like. Is that a characteristic or a talent? You decide.
Both. It could be both.
Yeah. Yep.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, Aaron, great call out. Awesome. Okay.
Yep. Well, I think Aaron made the point of if you're an animal, you don't have to mess with clothes because then you're just dressed and ready to go every day. So that might be nice.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah. But how would people know that I'm into Spider-Man if I'm not wearing a shirt? A sticker? Do I have a decal? Let me get a tattoo.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Okay.
Change up the game. So I have some. So you might be saying, why pigs? You might be saying, like, why do they do pigs? Right. That might be what you're thinking. So pigs offer advantages over primates because they're easier to raise and they achieve adult human size in about 6 months. And the pig heart valves are routinely transplanted into humans in some patients with diabetes. And it's worked out, it's just pigs are just better adapted, I guess, into the human body. And pig skin has also been used as a temporary graft for burn patients. So pigs, not just for bacon anymore.
Truly not. And then I missed this part. And you know how you wanted your partner to lie to you about whether or not they've watched the show? Yes. I need you to apply that same logic towards this question I'm about to ask you. And all of these pigs that they're using have lived long, happy, wonderful lives and have died of natural causes. And after that, they then provide the organs. Is that?
Yeah, that's exactly it. Okay, so we're gonna take a pivot. Go with me here. Okay. So this reminds me about one of the first girl to be eliminated in America's Next Top Model season 10. Okay. The premise was that they were all taking photos of it was like activism photos, right? So there was one who was like they all had like different themes and stuff like that. And one of them, one was like, civil rights, and this other one, hers was she was anti-fur, and her photos, they kept being like, give me anti-fur, and she's just like, and they're like, no, you hate the fur, and she's just like, and they were like so then they asked her, and the photos come out, and like there's like, you're supposed to be like a anti-fur activist, and she's like, yeah, well, like animals, that they're like, well, how do you think they get the fur? And she's like, yeah, well, like animals die of natural causes in the jungle, right? And so her whole entire idea is that she
That is
thought
me.
all
Yeah.
the fur that people wear, people are
Right.
like, oh, it's a
It
dead
just
deer. Now
they
I'll
happen
skin it.
to stumble upon such a thing. That's very funny.
They're
I
like,
also
oh,
want to, for
honey,
anybody listening instead
no.
of watching, the face that James made was very, very pouty,
Mm,
very, very sexy,
yeah.
very. So that
I was
was.
actually going for more so deer and headlights confused, like just like I don't
Oh,
know what's
I
happening.
don't know what's happening. Bless it.
That's
Okay, well, I
she
am
didn't.
honored to take on
She
that mentality.
so you're right we have. Oh, so but with the pic, so Renee, yes, it's exactly how they get it. I'm gonna yes, and they give it a bath first. They have it watch Babe Pig in the City, and
Okay.
then once it passes away, then they're
Sure.
like, now it's time to take this dead
No.
heart and
Right.
put it in a human
I love it.
because humans can recharge.
Such a happy ending.
Take heart.
This is wonderful. This is the
Yeah.
best news. That is fascinating. If people wanted to learn more, did you get that from an article that they can go
Yes, you
read
can
more on?
Google pig heart in man, and I'm sure I hope this comes out. I will tell you that this pig had 10 genetic modifications. So they do a lot of different modifications with it. You can learn more about the science of it.
Okay.
And here's why I say this has potential. They still have to monitor for infections and just see how it goes. So that's why I'm like, I can't say yes, we've done it because we don't know this is the first, but this
Right.
definitely has some potential.
Okay. I'll take it. I'll take it. I love it. Now, James, you have created maybe my new favorite segment coming up.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to
Yeah.
explain again what's coming next?
Yes. All right. Coming up next on our next segment, and I'm very excited about this too. So this is a segment called Wildin' or Working It. So
Mm-mm.
Renee and I are going to give you some scenarios, and we're going to collectively decide and give our input. Now, do we think this person was wildin' in this situation, or were they working it out? So those of you unfamiliar with wildin', it's like they're crazy, like they're like acting bananas. They're not doing good. They're not doing right. So
Right.
essentially, is this a good decision or a bad decision? Wildin',
Mm-mm.
doing too much, doing the
Mm-mm.
most, not good. Working it, go off, all the
Okay.
snaps.
All
Which
right.
one was it?
I love
Renee,
it.
since
I
you're
love
so
it.
excited, do you want to kick us off with our first
Yes, I
wildin'
do.
or working it?
I have two of them. And now I have to, okay, so it's our beloved Reese Witherspoon. Her
Okay.
most recent tweet. Have you seen this?
I haven't. No. Okay, tell me.
I will. So if you want to play along, you want to go to Twitter, Reese Witherspoon.
Yes.
I'm going to read this tweet
Yeah.
to you. In the parentheses near future, every person will have a parallel digital identity. Avatars, crypto wallets, digital goods will be the norm. Are you planning for this? And that's the tweet.
Wow, Reese Witherspoon coming in
Reese
with some hot
Witherspoon.
futuristic takes.
Reese Witherspoon. Now, is this informative or is this terrifying?
Okay, now we're switching at the game. But is
Oh,
the
sorry,
question,
wildin', but I think of the
is she
definition.
wildin' or is she working it? Like,
Right.
is she? Yeah, I see what you're saying. So is she wildin'? Like, girl, you crazy? Ain't nobody gonna be doing that. We don't need to do that. Or
Right.
is she speaking the truth? Reese Witherspoon, all the snaps. You're working
Yes.
it. What is it?
Yes.
Yeah, Kobe,
Okay,
is
so
that
you
a
did.
yes? She's working it, or she wildin'? So let us know. I think you're thinking she's working it. That's what I think.
Working it, being
She's
informative,
working it.
using her
Yep.
platform to inform. Okay,
Aaron thinks she's working it.
Yeah.
No, oh, that's a wildin'. Oh, Aaron thinks she's wildin'. Oh, snap.
Aaron's not wrong. Aaron's not wrong.
You wildin'. You better just make the morning show and call it a day.
Yeah.
Girl,
Well,
stay
okay,
on
and
the
hold
thing.
on. I'll read it again, and maybe we can break it down to see but just like, so yeah, if
Tim
you're
says
tippy,
that sounds like she's about to make a sales pitch. She could have a business coming out soon, and she's like, Reese's identities, or
I
like,
think Aaron might be onto something. That makes perfect
could be
sense.
the
I'm going to
new
read it. I'm going to read it one more time, and maybe we can break down the parts that, like, oh, that's working it. That's helpful, and this is what. In the near future, every person will have a parallel digital identity. How do we just feel about that sentence alone?
Yeah,
Is that enough?
I think that might be. I think she's. I think she's also a rich celebrity. She might have an inside track to things that are coming down the pike.
Yeah. Well, I guess, and that's what I'm curious about. Is that, does this need to be public knowledge just yet? I mean, she said in the near future, but
okay. Aaron thinks that that's working it out. Like, so Aaron agrees with that part. It's the
letting
other
us know,
side of
letting
the
us
thing.
know that, hey, heads
Yeah.
up, if you're like, I don't do digital, you might need to.
Yep.
Avatars, crypto wallets,
Yeah.
sure. Digital goods will be the norm. Are you planning for this? I think maybe, you know what I think would sit into me over just straight working it, just like working, is a multiple links of how you can plan for this. But just
Okay.
this sort of ominous, are you ready? Feels,
Mm.
no, how, help, is how I feel about
Yeah.
that. Okay.
Well, Aaron says that crypto is a scam, and I think this is gonna be one of those things that I can foresee myself being 80 years old and just left off the bus. I think this is one of those things I'm just not gonna get on.
Okay.
It's like TikTok. I
Right.
missed the bus, not getting on. I'm gonna sit on my porch and drink my sweet tea.
Okay.
I'm not getting on it. I
All
think,
right.
like, you know what, you youngins, you go for it. Get your digital life on. Go for it. VR and all that stuff, it freaks me out. I don't, is this the Matrix? Is it the Matrix? I don't know.
Okay.
I know.
All right.
I'm gonna go with, I see where she's coming from, but I'm
Okay.
gonna say, you wildin', you doing too much.
Wildin'.
Like,
Wildin', it's a
that's
little
what
too
I'm gonna go
soon.
with wildin'.
Or
Yeah.
or if you're
Yeah.
gonna do it, let us know how to plan. You can't just be
Yeah.
ominous about it. Yeah. Okay.
All
So
right.
that was my
So,
first one. I have another one after this, but you
we'll
go.
ping pong back and forth. We'll go back and forth. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
All right, great. Because I have, I have over prepare. So I have
I
a
love
few,
it.
but we can always
Of
save
course
it
you
for
do.
next Wednesday.
Of
And
course you do. Yes.
there were just so many situations and scenarios where
Yeah.
people were, doing
I
things,
respect
doing
it.
things.
I respect it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So this one is about the Pussycat Dolls. So
Okay.
they are, the girl group when I grow up, Buttons, don't ya, So they were, a lot of people, maybe you don't know this, and it makes me sad that you don't know, but they were about to come back. It was 2020. They were about to come back. They had a song called React. They're still working it. They're in their 40s. They're doing so great. They were about to come back, and their tour was slated to start April 2020. And as we know, so April 2020, pandemic happened, got postponed. And then what happened is Nicole Scherzinger, the Pussycat Doll, I mean, really,
Right.
let's face it, kind of the lead. In one of their songs, they even like wrote featuring Nicole on the side
Right.
of it. And that's when the girl group, they were like, okay,
Ha.
you're doing the
Ha.
most. She's
Okay.
like, but it's me.
Right.
So what happened was they were going to go on tour, and the other girls in the group found out that the tour wasn't going to happen anymore through an Instagram post where Nicole was just like, oh, I'm so sorry. Our tour has been canceled. And the other girls had no idea
Oh
that
boy.
this tour was going to be canceled until they saw the Instagram post. And so that's one thing. And so then apparently what happened is that there's a woman named Robin Anton who is the choreographer. She's not in the group, but she created the Pussycat Dolls, the Vegas show. She's the choreographer. And apparently there has been a dispute because there's a lawsuit, because Nicole said that she was like, I'm only coming back if I can have creative control over what we are doing as a group. And so there's this lawsuit that is going on between them. And so Robin is like suing Nicole because Nicole then is now leaving the concert, and she was like, but I want complete control. Is Nicole Scherzinger in all of this, all the things that she's done, she's already pretty much the lead. She announced on Instagram, not really even informing the girls that the tour is over. It sounds like the other girls still wanted to do the tour. Even the choreographer wanted to do the tour. It seems like Nicole got what she wanted. She was like, I need creative control. They're like, okay, fine. Is Nicole Scherzinger wildin', or is this a boss move and she knows her worth and she's like, no, this is a mess. I'm getting out of this because I'm not about this life. So is she wildin', or is she working it?
Well, yeah, let's see what our little Get On Up team says. I think that a rising tide raises all ships. And I think that Nicole is holding on too tight. Let go, baby. Let go. You were denying everybody else this thing. You're okay.
Yeah.
You're the star. We all know you're the star.
We know. Yeah.
No, granted, I'm not in there and I don't know what happens, but I think the more often you can open up to be like, it works. It works. It's fine. And we'll find a way to all get along is better. But to me, on the surface, it looks like she's denying everybody else this opportunity just because she wants to
Well,
be.
Kobe is disagree. Kobe says
Oh.
that she's working it. That's what I've seen. Kobe
okay.
agrees, working it.
Okay.
Yeah, I just, what was sad is that the girls did say, or the ladies said, they were looking forward to this next era of Pussycat Dolls because they were going to make music that was going to feature all of them, and so they were really looking forward to this new era. Because I have seen YouTube videos, they all can sing, they're just not all allowed to, for whatever reason. Yeah.
Okay.
Tim said the girls working it.
Tim also says
Really
working
hard.
it. Okay.
I'm gonna say that she's, and I hate to disagree with you all, but it doesn't mean that we don't love each other any less. I'm gonna say that she's wilding only because, and again, I'm not there in the room. I'm gonna say that she's wilding as a fan because I want to go to this concert and I'm rooting for the Pussycat Dolls so much. I love girl groups. I love them. I love them so much, and we have such a lack of them. And so I was rooting for I was waiting, pins and needles. Go watch the React music video. It's so good. It's called React. The last one that they did right before the pandemic hit. They're so talented. I may have taught a virtual dance class with this choreography.
Right.
Maybe we'll get a little taste.
Excuse me. I'd love nothing more. Okay.
All right. So the jury's still out. We're really split as she's wilding or working it.
Okay. So wait, your final, just so that I'm clear on it, you think, what is yours exactly?
I say she's wilding just because as a fan, I'm like, girl, come do this concert. That's
get in here.
I do think from a business perspective, she is working it. And then Tim says, ooh, yeah, Tim was right. Tim watched the search for the next Pussycat Doll reality show, which I'm sure you can find on YouTube's or Paramount Plus. They need content. And that there was high drama.
Some high drama, Tim. When you're right. But I'll pose this. Would you have watched without the drama? So I think I'm just saying that maybe Nicole does know what she's doing and she's working it with this drama and she's eventually gonna say yes.
And gonna come back around. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing. Nicole tried her solo act. And this is what all these solo artists do. It's so hard to break out as a solo act. There's so many. Stay in the group as long as you can. Just stay in the group. Because even the thing, let's be honest, in the Pussycat Dolls, she's the one that sings everything. There was the one girl who would go, she's not there anymore. She's left.
No, the car engine's gone.
Car engine's gone. So and she tried a solo career and nobody was here for it. Like, we want you as the Pussycat Dolls. That's what we want. There's too many solo acts. Like, just do it and collect the checks. I know you got to split the money a little bit, but
just collect the checks.
All right, Renee. Renee, what's your next wildin' or working it?
Yes, my next wildin'. Now, this one does require a visual. A visual? It's a visual. We're gonna do a candlelight visual.
Let me get my candle. Get on uppers.
Just try to work through this.
Everyone, please get your
candles. We are going to hold a visual. I don't need you to get a candle, but I do need you to get yourself to a search engine to Google J.K. Simmons insanely rich body.
I don't know if I'm ready for this. Is this Thursday already?
I know.
Arlene, if you're just joining us, welcome to Get On Up. We are playing Wildin' or Working It. We are looking at different situations or scenarios in the world, and we, as the Get On Up crew, are deciding if this is a wildin', if they're wildin' out or working it. And right now, we're looking for J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons. J.K. Simmons, you will know, is the lead of a movie.
Oh my goddess!
Yeah, right. I know.
Sorry.
So he was the dad in Juno. What was the drum movie that I love so much?
Drumline. He also plays J. Jonah Jameson in Spider-Man. He plays J. Jonah Jameson in Spider-Man. He also has he is one of the I went to his IMDb page. He's one of those actors that's in everything.
Drum movie with Whiplash. Whiplash was the name of the drum movie that I loved.
He has 216 credits on IMDb. He's just one of those actors that is just in everything. And Tim was right there. He said Whiplash. He was right there.
Tim knew.
Tim knew. Wasn't Drumline?
It wasn't Drumline. Tim knows. Tim knows. It was Whiplash.
It wouldn't surprise me if J.K. Simmons was in Drumline because, again, he'll be in anything.
He'll be in anything. Well, but he's also so talented. He's really good. He's such a good. So you guys, please Google it if you can. J.K. Simmons.
How are his arms so This is
But if you
insane. Is this
haven't Googled it,
Photoshop?
hold on, James. Let me let listeners play along who can't see it. So he is at the gym. He's a 61-year-old man, and he looks like a Marvel character. It is insane. So he's at the gym. He's holding dumbbells, and the muscles are bulging like challah bread. Like it is just lumps for days on these arms. It is absolutely incredible how ripped he's gotten. So are we proud of him? Is he working it, the pandemic, to get that ripped? Or is this a little much, is my question.
Yeah. Is he wild and like, calm down? We don't.
Yeah.
It's interesting because we don't expect this or need this for J.K. Simmons. You think about all the roles he's played. It's never the like, sexy symbol guy. It's
Yeah.
usually the guy who's like yelling or angry at something and like he's the boss. He's the chief of police or something, which he plays a lot. He's oftentimes the angry boss of police.
He's amazing,
but
he's
maybe
cut
we've
his
been missing
helmet off.
out this entire time. We've been needing to put him in like sleeveless shirts and running around being a thirst trap.
It's absolutely incredible. And it's 61. And that's like, listen, that's young. He's going to live for years, decades and decades.
Has he been hiding this bod this entire time, or is this new? Do we know?
You know what? I have Hollywood inside information on this.
Okay.
Do you want to hear it?
Yes, give me. Is this his
year?
role? He's preparing for a Marvel role.
Yeah. The year was 2017. Yeah. I was in a rebound class, which is a trampoline bouncy class, where you just jump and you bounce and you do cardio.
As you do. As in LA. Very LA.
Guess who was also in that class, James?
I almost called him J. Jonah Jameson. J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons. So as of 2017, he was very committed to his cardio regime. But now he has picked up those weights, and oh boy, it shows. So I think he's just, and he was so kind and so nice and so unassuming and like knew, because I was new to the class, but knew everybody else in the class and was so friendly to them. So I would like to say he's working it, and I'm real proud of him. And I hope that I look like when I'm 61.
That is very true.
Next year.
And I feel like Kobe also said we're working it out as well, or out, which I think also works as well. But I'm sorry, the device doesn't always translate well. So I'm going to lean into working it out. I think that's what Kobe was saying, because clearly is absolutely working it out.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. Yep. Amazing. So that's my, those are my two while I'm working. Reese Witherspoon, we decide is Wylan. J.K. Simmons is working. Okay.
Working it. Yeah.
Great. I'm glad we're here to decide. Yeah.
Well, I've got one for you here. Okay. So 2 officers in LA. So again, we're deciding if they're working it or whiling. If these people were working it or whiling. 2 officers in LA were fired and lost their appeal for spending time catching a Snorlax on Pokemon Go. So it's like the AR on Pokemon Go.
I love this story.
So they were spending their time trying to catch a Snorlax on Pokemon Go instead of responding to a call to 911. Were these officers whiling or working it out?
And James, while you were saying that story, Michael has joined us. Michael, we're so excited to have you. We're playing a game called Whiling or Working, where you decide if this is a good choice or maybe they could have done better. Oh boy. Okay. Wait. Do we know what the code was?
If you before you make your decision, there's some. We have quotes because they were recorded because there was a recording of them the entire time of not responding to the 911 call. And when the call came in, one of them was like, screw it, and then the other guy was like, oh, holy crap, man, this thing is fighting the crap out of me. And the guys are going to be so jealous. And so they also actual quotes. And they also tried to appeal. They tried to appeal their firing, and it did not go through. So were these LA officers whiling, or were they working it? You know what? Sometimes you just got to play Pokemon Go, and your job can wait.
I suppose this doesn't truly matter, but what was the call? What were they asked to go check out?
Oh, that is a great question. They didn't pull that factoid out, but
just to recount. So they're playing Pokemon Go. They got the call of just like, hey, you need to go check this out. And instead they ignored it and continued to play their game.
The quote was, screw it. That was the quote.
Screw it.
And wait, Tim said those cops Tim said those cops were definitely not working it.
Sure we're not.
I love the specifics that we know that they were trying to get a Snorlax. I know we have some Pokemon fans on here. I forget who it was. I think maybe Kobe, you mentioned yesterday you watched Pokemon, and maybe you can weigh in as our Pokemon expert. Is this, I've never played Pokemon Go. Is it worth, maybe they were doing the right thing. Sometimes you gotta catch them all. And when they come around, it's your time.
Well, and I think, so the thing in question is protect and serve. Just which did they do that for? So if you're looking at it from a cop perspective, no, you're wildin'. That was awful. If you're looking at it from a Pokemon perspective, I mean, as a fan, working. Nailed it. That's as fanning as you get.
Yeah. Well, I'm definitely going to go on the other side, wildin'. I also have to say that I will just say this. Our system is absolutely wildin'. I think it's so interesting that these cops so easily lost their jobs for playing Pokemon Go when we have difficulty when unarmed, specifically Black people get murdered and killed. Justice is not so easily served. I think the system is actually wildin'. So easily these guys lost their jobs for playing Pokemon Go, and they're like, "Oh, you're out of here." But when people are dying, and it's like,
I don't know. Let's give them a second chance. There's nothing you can say to that. That's insane. That feels like an Onion headline. You know what I mean? It doesn't seem real. That doesn't seem like that's an actual thing.
I have one more, and I had to say it because we mentioned her at the top of the show, and I'd be remiss if I didn't get this one in.
Well, let's hear it.
So it's award season, and Lady Gaga is potentially back in the mix. Some great things will be happening. So is Lady Gaga wildin' or working it in this scenario? So Lady Gaga claims that she was plagued by large swarms of flies as Patricia when she was filming the movie Gucci. That movie Gucci. She claims that she was plagued by large swarms of flies on her apartment balcony in Rome while holding a cigarette by her mouth and blasting Dean Martin singing Mambo Italiano, and large swarms of flies would not stop stalking her. And she claims that this was Patricia, her ghost was coming after her, and that's what Lady Gaga claims. And she says, "Oh, I knew I had to say goodbye to her because large swarms of flies kept following me around." Is Lady Gaga wildin', or is she working it? She's also trying to tell a good story so people can wow, look what Lady Gaga had to go through. She was so in character that the ghost of Patricia came to be like, "Leave me alone. I'll murder you too." Allegedly.
Honestly, from a publicity standpoint, she's working it. It's great. I think again we're missing information. Again, how many apple cores did she have on her person? Was there like a practical reason that she was being surrounded by flies?
Yeah. She also says, I truly began to believe that she had sent them and I was ready to let her go. That was the end of her quote. She said when these flies came, she's like, "Oh, Patricia." Tim.
Oh, come on. Tim is now the third host.
Tim just commented in, "There can be 100 flies on a balcony and 99 don't believe in you. All you need is one."
Nailed it.
Nailed it. It's Patricia coming after you.
Love it.
You're so right. It could have probably just been one fly, and she's like, "It's Patricia."
No, 100%. Absolutely. Yeah, gosh. I mean, but it also, it made the headlines you're reading about. I'm reading about it. Now I'm curious about the movie, and I want to go see it. So from a publicity standpoint, she's working it. From a practical standpoint, she's wildin'. That's what. Okay.
Doug agrees. Doug agrees on the working it front, and I think at first it came in. It's interesting when we talk with the Get On Uppers. We suss these out a little bit, and we see. I think this is what I love about this. Nothing is so black and white. There's different sort of angles. When I first read this, I was like, "Oh, this girl's wildin'. This is too much." Okay, really, a swarm of flies because Patricia was coming after you. But then when you're right, when you look at it from trying to get that Oscar, trying to get buzz, no pun intended.
Come on. Yeah. That's great.
And trying to get stories going. This is the absolute. So I'm going to say Gaga's working it. You gotta work it. You're going to hear this story so many times. This is the new, there could be 100. And this is going to be the new.
Tim, you were
100 people in a row. All you need is one.
I also have to say, it is a good year for flies. in the effect that Mike Pence had a bit of a run-in with a fly. Now Lady Gaga with a fly. The flies are making some headlines, and I respect them, and I'm glad they're finally getting their voice out there. I'm just like, we are here. We are here. Yes.
It's the year of the fly. It's about time. It's about time.
I love it. I love
Renee,
it.
believe it or not, we're here at our last segment. It's Wednesday Wisdom.
Wednesday Wisdom. You gotta love it. So now with this, because we always try to end with a little, well, okay, now I gotta go about my day. How am I gonna get on through it in the middle of it? I feel, correct me if I'm wrong, but dating was kind of a theme of this show. Right?
Sure. And flies.
Dating and flies. Yeah.
Fun fact about me, my long-term memory, amazing. Short-term, I don't remember. Kid, what's that last thing we talked about?
Yeah. And I think that it is, I don't know that it's wisdom or not, but it's helpful in that you let stuff go that you are having to claw your way towards. Not that it's going to be gone forever, but I do think if it is something that is constantly like, I just cannot get this to work, sometimes the answer is you just got to let it go. So when it comes to dating, it's not my person. They're not texting back, or they're texting back, but they're being sort of ghosty here and there. They're breadcrumbing me. If it's creating more anxiety than it's helping you, let it go. It's not your person. Not your person is my wisdom for it. Also, I have found that very helpful in job searches when I'm looking for a job and they're not getting back to me, or even in the current job that I went over a coworker. Just gotta let it go. Don't instead of being mad at it, let them go. Not my person, not my thing, not my job. I'm gonna let it go.
I love it. That's great, and that can then be I could also, tying it back to our first segment, be your theme of the day. If you forget what the Wednesday Wisdom was, just keep playing Let It Go. It's a bop. It'll get you through. It's a motivator.
That's good. And then immediately Brown-Eyed Girl. Immediately after such a thing. Yes. Yeah.
There it is. I love it. Well, my Wednesday Wisdom comes from the 4 Agreements. So I've got the 4 Agreements. It's a really great book. I highly recommend it. It's by Don Miguel Ruiz. You can read it in like an afternoon. It's such a short book. What a great gift. And so the 4 Agreements, the idea is that it's from the ancient, I feel like the Totex. I'm butchering it, but it's this ancient philosophy. And there are 4 agreements. There it is. There are 4 agreements in life that humans should follow. Let us know if you are interested in this book, or if you've heard of the 4 agreements. Say comments. I love the 4 agreements, or I've never heard of them. Let me know. There are 4.
Okay.
The first one is there's 4 of them. I'm going to rattle them off, and then I'm going to dive even deeper into them a little bit. The first one is be impeccable with your words. I'll circle back to what does that mean. Second one, don't take anything personally. Third one, don't make assumptions. And the fourth one is always do your best. So that first one, being impeccable with your words. Oh, cool. Kobe, you've never heard of it? Great. We're going to send you off into the world with some really great information.
You're going to love it. 4 Agreements is a good thing.
Love it. Being impeccable with your words is like your word matters. So again, like speaking truth, say only what you mean. This is why like I have trouble. If I said I was going to go on this date with somebody, I need to follow that through, like for myself. You know, like I said I was going to do this thing. Yeah. But to Renee's point, there's other words you could be impeccable with your words. You can also say the truth, right? Which is, hey, listen, I'm not really feeling this. We're going to go our own ways. So it's your word matters. So making sure that everything that comes out of your mouth. Welcome, Tina. We're just perfect timing. We're going over our Wednesday wisdom. We've got the don't break a promise is right on there as well. It's very similar as well, Doug, with being impeccable with your words. So number 1, being impeccable with your words, and also with that, don't say anything against yourself or other people. So it's avoiding gossip. So I guess I don't know if what we said about Michelle is like, was that us not being impeccable with our words?
I think so. So wait, go. So we're still on impeccable with your words is don't gossip. Yeah. I think we all have a hard time with that. That's tricky.
Well, what are we going to do for a show? What are we going to do for 2 hours?
That's very true. I also think like since the dawn of time, gossip is a bonding technique. So you're not doing it to be malicious or mean to the person. You're doing it to connect with the group that you're with. And then also,
Right.
isn't it true that gossip is like, hey, just real quick, just so you know, there is a lion around the corner. So I think it is
Right.
in our DNA to be like, oh,
Yeah.
hey, I have to warn you.
Warn you about these things.
I
And
gotta warn
we're
you about
doing it.
that.
We gave Michelle her props today. We
Sure.
absolutely did. We did. We said you're on the stage. It didn't fall. It's great. All
Yeah.
right. So be impeccable with your words. The second one, don't take anything personally. This is my favorite one. I
Yeah.
can be such a defensive human being. And to remind myself, don't take it personally. Don't take it personally. Everyone's doing their best. Everyone's navigating the best they possibly can. Everyone's really so caught up in their own self that they're really not necessarily intentionally, and everyone's got their own stuff, their own
Right.
trauma, their own drama. And so just gotta be like, oh, that's that person's thing. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
take that on. So don't take anything personal. Second
And
one.
to the effect, let's do a practical version of that. Give me, or I can do this if you don't have one at the ready, but give me a time where you were a little bit nasty to someone. And I can tell you with 100% certainty is that something else was going on. I was having a bad day, was just having a bad day. And then I didn't contribute in a meeting. And they were looking for ideas and I didn't do anything. And then a coworker afterwards was just like, hey, how come you didn't contribute? And instead I was just like, well, they're not getting it for free. And she was like, what is they're paying you.
That's also funny. I think you're also maybe being impeccable with your words. You were speaking the truth. So I don't know.
If you want additional ideas, you got to pay me. So I was being grumpy and I was being bossy and I was being all this stuff, but it's because I was stressed about what was going on in my house. So I think the behavior rarely is about the actual thing.
Yep.
That makes sense.
So don't take it. That person should not have taken what you were doing your own thing, having your own Wizard of Oz experience.
Coworker who had to experience being spicy is all. Was just like, oh, that's not about you. That's about I'm stressed about something else. Yeah.
And welcome to Riyadh. Perfect timing. We are just doing our closing out with our Wednesday wisdom, and we've got be impeccable with your words. Don't take anything personally. The 4 agreements, and then don't make assumptions. This kind of ties into don't take anything personally, but don't make assumptions about, someone shouldn't assume, oh, Renee hates me. That's why she said that. Right. You have no idea what's going on with the other person. Renee has this quote that she's used before. You said it on Minority Corner. Let's get some more information. Right. I love that. Like, let's figure out more of what's going on in that situation. Let's not make any assumptions. Let's not jump to conclusions. And the fourth one of the 4 agreements. So we have the 4 agreements: be impeccable with your words. Don't take anything personally. Don't make assumptions. Fourth one, always do your best. At the end of the day, always do your best. And it's your best changes moment to moment. This one I think gets tricky for, perfectionists, recovering perfectionists, people pleaser, overachievers like myself, is that sometimes my best might be just 60% today, right? Yeah. Yesterday, my quote is 85%. I'm going to just shoot for an 85%. It's above average. You're doing good. You have a balanced life. You're doing other things. You leave room for the magic. But always your best. And that changes moment to moment. Your best does not always have to mean killing yourself to get something done. Does not mean 110%. Always, did I try my best? Did I give what I could in this moment? And there you go. So that's the Wednesday wisdom I have for you. The 4 agreements. Check out the book. I highly recommend.
Yeah, you know what? That's a book that comes around over and over and over again that the people I most admire, you right in front of me, James, are well versed in and practice it. And then I don't pick it up, but now I will. We've got a little extra time. Do you want me to read you the quotes on my vision board for wisdom?
Yes, we've got some time. Now, Renee, you're not going to, okay, we're going to go here. I just want to, let's do it. I want to hear.
No. But wait, hold on. Do we not have time? Do we have time for me?
No, we do. We do have time. We absolutely have time. Kobe said Godspeed with reading the quotes on your vision board. I want to hear. I just want to make sure you're not. I don't want to get to next Wednesday and you're like,
oh sure, no. I think I can. Well, because this is new. This is just it hit me this week. There's new stuff on there every single day, and I'm curious.
You update your vision board. It's an ongoing. I do a new one every year on my birthday.
Sure. The board stays the same. The quotes change. Just so that you've got a little mantra. You've got a little mantra
for yourself. As they say in Spanish, dime.
Yes. Tell me more. Well, and I'm curious, I don't know if this is accurate or not, but it hit me in a way that I was like, no, right. And this kind of goes with the gossip. This goes with anything bad. The quote is, if you're not changing it, you're choosing it. How do we feel about that? Yeah. Now, I do feel like that applies to very privileged people. But I think if you're griping about the same thing over and over and over again, at some point, you're kind of probably choosing that.
Yeah, no, I like that. I do that. And again, there's some situations where it's like, well, you're just in this and maybe you didn't, choose us. But I think we always have an opportunity to, as Oprah says, this isn't happening to us, it's happening for us. Or maybe Maya Angelou said it, but Oprah said it from Maya. But I think it's that same thing. It's again, we have choices and options to where that I can look at something. Like even if I'm being attacked by a bear, I have some choices.
You got some choices.
I can continue getting attacked by the bear.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is a weird situation I painted myself into.
Gratitude
in that moment. I'm grateful for. I
think there should be a caveat of if it's something that you've been casually complaining about for years.
Yes. Yeah.
Then if you're
something heavily traumatic, this does not apply.
Yeah, no, certainly not. Certainly not. No, there's plenty of things. Plenty of things that happen. Yep, I love it. Okay. I love it. James, almost to the end.
There it is. That's it. Y'all get on uppers. It's day 2. Thank you all so much for joining. This has been such a great action-packed morning. We did so much today, Renee. We had our morning jam in the top of the day. We helped people get out of the situations. We ranked our top movie musicals. We got some headline news. We decided who was wilding or working it out. And we got some really great wisdom and advice to get us through the day. It was such a great day, Renee. So
great. That I got to tell you, to start my morning with you and our sweet, sweet Get On Uppers, it's a gift. It's a gift. You guys are the very best. Once again, if you are like, well, I'm here, but I don't know how I did this to myself, you just say to your device, open Backchannel. We're here every day from 7 to 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Yep, that is it. Well, and stick around. There is another show coming up in just 5 minutes. So we're going to prepare. It's going to be another great show. I mean, there's just so much. There's just nonstop programming here on Backchannel. You're in good hands. Just leave it on. We're going to hang out with you all day. So thank you for watching. I am James Arthur M.
And I'm Renee Colbert.
And we just got
it up. Nailed it. We nailed it.